First of all, I've got to commend the Atlanta Dream. I mean, they are a very, very competitive group of people. The coaching staff has done a wonderful job with that team from the end of the season into the playoffs. Just playing to their strengths and really made it very difficult for us to have success each game. And so I want to congratulate them on the season. For ourselves, we're delighted. We competed hard. I felt tonight coming in here that we could play our best game in the series, and we were going to need to have success. And, we made it interesting at the end, but there's been so many games in this league, whether playoff or regular season, and end like that. We've seen it. We've been behind late in games and come back and won, and it's hard to hold people off, so people can close in this league.
I also want to say congrats to the Atlanta Dream. I thought they did, that was as tough as a series. I know we swept, but it was not easy at any point. For our team, couldn't be more excited. There is nothing like setting a goal at the beginning of a season and actually accomplishing it. You'll never feel as fulfilled. I'll never feel as fulfilled as I do right now. Winning championships does that. It's an amazing feeling, and I'm glad I feel it. I'm glad my coaches and my teammates feel it. I'm going to be smiling for a long time.
First front row.
Thank you. Sue, you're a seasoned veteran. Can you just talk about Angel McCoughtry and what do you see in her future based on playing against her in the finals?
It's pretty evident what her future holds. She's going to be a great player in this league. She already is a great player in this league. She's really hard to stop. And I think as she gets older, she'll get more experience. She'll pick and choose her spots better. And the sky's the limit for her. Her athletic ability alone gives her that. And her talent alone gives her that. And she really carried them tonight. Even in those last couple minutes, even when that 3 went up, I was like, I really thought it was going to go in, just based on how she was playing the whole game. So she was a tremendous player, or she is a tremendous player, and she was very difficult to guard tonight.
Coach, during the latter part of the third quarter, you went on a 16-1 run against Atlanta. With less than 3 minutes left, you had a 12-point lead. Was there any time where you might have been fooled into thinking that you had Atlanta put away in either of those cases?
Well, I thought if we could score a couple more times and hit free throws, we'd win the game. But obviously we got stagnant a little bit, got passive. It's a tough thing to do. It's tough to manage the clock and try to score and hold people off, especially against a team like Atlanta who's very aggressive. They get out in the passing lanes and put a lot of pressure on the basketball. And so we were fortunate to have an opportunity to win, and we took advantage of it and got a stop at the end. And you would think that you could hold that off, but we played at Phoenix about a week ago, and we were down 12 with 3 minutes to go and won the game. So it happens. It happens in this league.
Coach, I noticed in the first half that in order for your team to stop their fast break, your players were adding pressure at that first point of that first outlet pass. Was that something that you consciously told them to do?
Well, our team was, the first 2 games, we were letting in transition get the ball too deep to the basket. We were they were scoring at 8 to 10 feet. And we talked about today to try to make those 8 and 10-foot shots into 15 and 17-foot shots. And I think that we did a pretty good job of extending out and getting the ball contained. Try to pick and choose our times to foul, so they have to take the ball out of bounds, and so we can get our defense set and those types of things. And, I think for the most part, the transition game that Atlanta is very good at didn't impact the series as much as it could. Now, they scored when we turned it over, but not so much just off a transition missed shots.
Brian, here. Obviously, Angel had a marvelous end of fourth quarter, but there was a sequence towards the end of the third and into the fourth where she didn't score. She rested some of that, but can you talk about what you guys did defensively during that sequence?
Well, first of all, I think Swin and Tanisha both did a great job on her when they were matched up. And then we were trying to switch a lot. We were just trying to keep people in front of her. And a big part of her offense is getting to the free throw line. And we didn't want to try to foul her. We wanted to contain her and make her take as tough a shots as possible. But just like Sue said, Angel is a tremendous talent. She's a great player in this league. And if she gets the opportunity to keep playing like I know she will, she is going to be just a marvelous star in the WNBA.
Guys, Chris Francis here from Cairo in Seattle. Both of you will talk about what this will mean for the city of Seattle. I mean, you obviously have your fans that were here, but when you get back to Seattle and what it means for the city going forward, and just the 2 championships in 30 years, I think, is the only 2.
Well, I'll go first, I guess. We have a great, loyal fan base, and you could see out there in the arena, we had probably 200 or 300 people here, and very vocal. And key arenas like that on game nights during the regular season, we get about 8,000 or 9,000. Playoffs, it's 13,000 or 15,000 like that. And the media coverage in our city is as good as it is in any city in the WNBA. We get great media coverage, and I think that makes a big difference because of the exposure our team gets. And then probably the biggest thing that we have going for us is our star players. You know, Sue is such a great person and a great player, an all-star, an Olympian. Lauren's great person, great player, all-star, Olympian. They're the best players in the world at their positions. They're tremendous ambassadors for our team, and the city has just adopted them. And, you know, this is their second championship, and, you know, we won't talk about down the road here. It's too early to do that because we want to celebrate. But, you know, I can tell you with those 2 on a team, we're going to be extremely competitive.
One final question for Coach and Sue.
This is for Sue. This is Jerry Brewer from the Seattle Times. Sue, since that last championship, all the stuff that's gone on, the ownership change, playoff disappointments, injuries, roster turnover, is it sweeter the second time around because of all you had to do to get back here?
Absolutely. I guess now I can be honest, right? Losing in the first round has been terrible, and having people write about it and talk about it, it's something that I took very personally. It's something that a lot of us took very personally. And, you know, at times, you know, I view myself as a player, well, I shouldn't say I judge myself as a player based on winning. That's how I judge myself. And to not win in 5 years really, really hurt. So to be sitting here right now, and just like you said, with the playoff disappointment, with the ownership group change, everything that's gone on in the last 5 years, coaching change, player change, to sit here right now, I mean, I can't even describe it. And I know this is going to last for a full year, so that's the best part. I don't have to think about this until next May.
I want to say one more thing, and one reason Sue's here. Sue, to me, flies under the radar from getting a lot of exposure, but she does her job on the floor better than anybody. And we had a gentleman come in and talk to our team right after our first playoff game, Bill Russell. And I did a lot of research on him before he came in so I could talk to our team about him. And believe it or not, and it sort of reminds me of Sue, of the 13 years he played in the NBA, he was only first-team All-League once or twice. He was always second-team All-NBA. But at the end of his career, because of his impact on winning, he was known as, and may be known as, the greatest player ever to play. And that's going to be Sue Bird when her career ends, because she knows how to win, she impacts winning, and she's such a great person. So thank you.
Coach and Sue, thank you very much. We will now have Lauren Jackson on the podium. Lauren will also begin with an opening remark, and will then open the floor to questions. Once again, when the mic comes your way, if you would give your name and affiliation. Thank you.
Do you want me to speak? I'm just pretty happy right now. I think that we dominated the league this year, which was remarkable effort. And coming in, you know, I never imagined that we could have such an amazing season. And, you know, that's a tribute to our coaching staff and the people that put the team together, and obviously Sue, like Brian said. So my teammates who have been wonderful. I really cannot believe it. Doesn't feel real just yet, but I'm sure later on tonight it will.
Lauren, I wanted to ask you the same thing I asked Sue. So, that's a long 6-year journey. I mean, has it been the most rewarding of the two for you?
Look, they're completely different. I think the roads have been completely different. But, you know, after the last 6 years, it's definitely taken us a long time to get back to where we were. And Yeah, I can't believe it's over. I'm actually kind of sad right now that it's all over.
Scott Stanchak, WNBA.com. Lauren, could there have been a more perfect season for one individual player, 2 MVPs, and then the championship?
I don't think so. I did not expect, like I said, to have this sort of season, but it was my teammates. I wouldn't have achieved any of it without the great players that we have on our team. I don't think individually I had the best season I've ever had, but the reason that I got those awards was because of my teammates and the people around me, and the fact that we were winning games. And like I said, I don't know if I'll ever be part of a team that's been this good, or be at the end of a season and feel like I wish that it would all start again, just because it's been so much fun.
Lee Michelson, Full Court